Okay, so Gambonanza is already completely unhinged. You get random gambits, curse tiles, and builds that make zero sense and somehow still work. But today I had a worse idea. We are beating the game with only pawns. No queen, no rook, no knights, no bishops. Just a bunch of little guys with confidence issues. This is either going to turn into the most broken strategy ever, or I'm getting wiped off the board in like 3 minutes. Let's suffer. In my first run, I started with 2 pawns. Pretty decent. However, the shop gods weren't on my side. I went into my second game with nothing other than my brave soldiers. Needless to say, I nailed it. In the second shop, I decided that if I cannot be strong, I will be rich. I added another beloved pawn to my collection, and I bought this gambit, which grants me some chances to earn money at the start of my games. After which, my gambit proceeded to do absolutely nothing at all. Managed to stalemate myself a couple of times, but I got there. My next shop was once again more disgusting than dog water. So I grabbed a pawn, went spinning for hopefully more pawns, and continued on my journey to victory. If I was ever going to win this challenge, I needed the shop to be on my side and fast. I grabbed a tile modifier, which will protect my pawns for 1 turn if I land on them, and I realized I had to gamble. I took the gambit token, and as if the gods were listening, I got this gambit, which will grant me a chance to get a fake queen upon waiting my turn. I went into my first boss, and the strategy was clear. I waited and waited and waited, and realized I had to sacrifice one of the pawns to be able to place this queen. With my new queen, I breezed through the boss fight and went straight on to the next shop. The strategy now was to gamble my way to victory. And I quickly learned why you shouldn't gamble. I got this useless gambit, which will copy the first special tile I land on. Great when you have many tiles and pieces to get to them. A little less so when you have a pawn. So, like a drunkard in the casino, I couldn't accept this. I went straight to the next slot machine. With these 2 beautiful new gambits, I went on my merry way and lost immediately. But my faith didn't falter. I went into a new game straight away, and in the very first shop, I got this beauty. With my pawns now able to move as knights, I had some newfound confidence. This was going to be the run. The next couple of fights were nothing against my pawn army. I breezed through all of them. I got this gambit, which has a 1 in 10% chance to skip the enemy's turn. Not the best gambit out there, but who has never needed a bit of luck on their side? After this, I was faced with Tal the Cursed. His mechanic turns any piece which lands on his curse tiles into a pawn. Poor Tal. I beat him pretty easily, got some money, skipped a shop I didn't like, and got some tile modifiers in the shop after that. With this trap tile, the enemy pieces will not be able to move for a turn if they land on it. At this point, the fights are getting harder. I'm still winning, but just these knight pawns will not be able to cut it. I lost quite a few of them, which I had to replace, so this gambit in shop, which has a chance to give me a piece on waiting my turn, seemed like exactly what I needed. So I grabbed it and proceeded to forget about it for the rest of the game. Regardless of my carelessness, I barely won the next games, bringing me to Magnus Carlson. No, I did not read that wrong. This guy had a gazillion pieces against my 2-man army, which pretty immediately turned into 1 pawn against the world. The next shop had a gambit, which would grant me a 1 in 4 chance to get a random piece upon capture. That's an upgrade from the old one, considering I can't forget about it and make it useless.
Help me!
I won the battle by stalling out my opponent until they fell, and I was pretty content with myself. And so I won, and I won, and I won again, and I was really happy. Until... It was a tough battle. A board full of queens and rooks against 3 pawns. It went fairly good. And then I realized the rooks had me absolutely cornered. In my last living moments, I made sure my little pawn went down with dignity as a queen. So yeah, never disrespect the pawns again. Or do, because they still died horribly. If you want to see me suffer more, hit subscribe and give me your worst challenge ideas below. I clearly make bad decisions anyway.